as hell.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Hey, good. Oh, yeah, look.
We're back.
Yeah, we're good.
back.
All right, so anyway.
Oh, thanks for sticking with us, guys.
We're back.
Whoever
Look.
was off, get your ass back on. Let's go.
Yeah, we really appreciate you guys watching, and we want to know what you think about these things. You
Definitely.
know, we're about to talk about some controversial stuff. We do talk about controversial stuff, and you know, I mean, it's fun, and
it's
All right,
real life, man.
yeah,
It's real
it's
life
real.
from a pothead's perspective. Like,
exactly.
yeah. So let's keep going.
All right. So anyway, moving forward,
We got 7 people on Facebook.
holler at you, Facebook.
Share
Hang
this
on.
shit.
Let us
Share
know what
this
you think.
with your peoples.
Thank you. Share, like,
Help us
comment,
grow.
all that stuff. We really appreciate it. All right, let's do this. All right. I want to name some names. I'm going to fire off some names for you.
Okay.
Word association?
Just wait for a second. Producer man, Cash, don't open any images just yet until I get to the last one. So, because this might be, I don't want to confuse my guy. I just want to read some names to you and the people on Facebook and Instagram, and stop me when you recognize a name, okay?
Let's go chime in,
Let's
everybody.
go. Daniel Robinson, Jelani Day, Keisha Jacobs, Khadijah Rose Brighton.
Is this an episode of fucking Key and Peele?
How about Maria Alvarez? Dulce Maria Alvarez.
Nothing.
Okay, what about Gabby Petito?
Yeah, Gabby
all right.
Petito.
All right, so
Yeah.
Gabby
That's
Petito.
everywhere
We
right
got
now,
an image
right?
there. Yes, Gabby Petito is like trending all over worldwide news because she has had been missing for some time, and then obviously they found her body, and we all know that story, and we're not really here to talk about that particular story, but it's a crazy story and it's freaking
It really is.
And my heart goes out to her family and everyone involved and affected by that case, because nobody even knows exactly what happened yet.
right.
But it ain't good. So, but what we want to talk about is what like came from that, right? You know what I mean? So we know on September 11th, Gabby's body, or Gabby was reported missing, right? And her body was found on the 19th, all right? And this was after
days.
a national effort to find her body, okay? So and let me give a little disclaimer here, because even though we're going to talk about disparities between race and missing persons, I want to say that Gabby Petito's case is particularly special because online sleuths and social media has become more and more active in solving missing persons and murder mysteries in recent years.
Like
there's
real
podcasts.
life.
If you listen to podcasts, if you listen to us, you probably listen to a murder mystery podcast. And so people from TikTok, Facebook, YouTube, all have kind of contributed to making this become like a worldwide sensation.
Yeah.
And the quick discovery of her body and kind of not solving, but at least finding, leads to this case. Well, anyway, what this has done is it sparked a big focus and a big conversation about tens of thousands of missing persons cases across the country of color who have not been getting this kind of attention, okay? So it's raising questions about why white people, when they go missing, they garner so much attention, and how come when people of color, they don't, especially blacks and people of an indigenous
I bet you didn't think about that one.
Yeah. So right now, I read a thing that really messed me up. 64,000 black missing girls right now.
64,000.
64,000 open cases right now
in
of
50
missing black
states.
girls.
Holy shite.
That's pretty crazy.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And this is over, a long period of time. But the numbers are crazy. So I'm going to give you some information about those names I gave you. Daniel Robinson, right? This guy right here, I got a picture of him. He's a black geologist. He went missing after leaving a work site in Arizona.
Okay.
So, right? He went missing after leaving a work site in Arizona on June 23rd. His father's been in Arizona for months now looking for his sons with volunteers and independent investigators that he's had to pay. And they've had little help. They've been able to find his car and some materials or whatever, but nothing. Like we said, nobody's heard about this.
This was the first time I've heard his name, saw his face. knew his story. Yeah. You know, and you said geologist, so this is not just like, you know,
It's not just some hood kid.
exactly street. When you know, that's where people think of black kids missing. You think it's some hood stuff, but no, this is a educated black man, and he's gone missing. Yeah. Where's the attention there?
Exactly. And you're absolutely right, JB. You hit the nail on the head. A lot of times, and we have statistics on it that we'll get to in a little bit, but a lot of times, the first thing that people think, unfortunately, at least I can't speak for everybody, but it is believed, okay, that the first people think of when blacks or minorities go missing, that is related to some kind of drug or criminal violence.
Yeah.
His father was quoted as saying, "It's hurtful to see a young white woman's case met with more urgency and national attention than his son, who is black." So he's among the black and brown families whose loved ones remain missing and say that they have struggled to get their attention on their cases. Some say they've grown frustrated watching the search for a missing white woman like Petito to be the spotlight, while police appear to allow their cases to go cold or classify their loved ones as a runaway.
Really? Okay.
So, yeah,
that's something you don't think about.
Yeah, a lot of police will say, well, they probably ran away or you know, they're
because we
probably on
talked about
drugs
that
or-
at the level of the police. Is that where the difference is? Is that the difference at the level of the police? Is the police giving
You're
more
asking all the
attention?
right questions. I love it. I love where your head's at. And we'll talk more about that. Let me give you another name. Jelani Day. All right, so this young gentleman, he's a 25-year-old graduate student at Illinois State University. He was reported missing on August 25th in Bloomington, Illinois. So this is a graduate student. That means master's degree.
Exactly.
You know, he's already earned his bachelor's.
Educated.
He's educated, right? His mother, Carmen, says there's been no urgency or drive to find him. I mean,
There you go.
right?
I mean,
this is August, right?
Yeah.
Mind you, Petito was found in less than 2 weeks.
In less than a
All
week.
right.
I think it was 8 days. Yeah, 9 days.
The next one, Keisha Jacobs. Good call. Keisha Jacobs has been missing since September 26, 2016. Wow. She left her family's apartment in Richmond, Virginia. Her mother, Tony, said police initially suggested that Keisha was ignoring her mother's calls and likely wasn't missing.
So the cops told her that she wasn't missing.
Yeah,
Come
she
on.
said she was ignoring your
That's
calls
not
and
the
she
right
wasn't missing.
attitude, man.
However, 14 months after, right? 14 months after Keisha went missing, police said they suspected foul play.
For a year. You think? You think any evidence is now available?
So
come on.
You had to be missing for over a year before they started to think otherwise.
It's the wrong attitude. It's the wrong attitude to
Are we all surprised?
No, we're
though?
not. But that's the point.
Jacob said it's unfair that Keisha, who was only a year younger than Gabby Petito when she was
Right.
vanished, did not receive the same intense search effort
Exactly.
and publicity as Petito. I got more names. I'm trying to fire through them so we can give
ahead.
our opinions. You
ahead.
know what I mean?
I got
Khadija, and I can't name enough, right? We could spend episodes on this, but these are ones that just kind of touched me because I picked them up from various news sites and from the FBI website itself. Khadija Rose Brighton. So this young lady's a Native American, all right? She went indigenous species, okay? She falls species, indigenous people.
Sure.
She falls under, I'm vague. She falls under that
Right.
that category, right? Okay, so she went missing in February 2018 after witnesses say they saw her ex-boyfriend forcefully abduct her, okay? Though he was in prison later for like unrelated crimes, all right? The police were never able to like stick charges
Right,
on him,
prove it,
okay?
sure.
Or provide sufficient evidence, all right? She made a domestic violence complaint against him weeks before the kidnapping after he beat her physically and with a hammer.
Ow, come on.
Yeah, and then dropped the charges
She
just
did.
days before he
was
kidnapped her.
Yeah, come on.
Yeah. So people know who it was. I can't remember what happened. Yeah, he never ended up doing
Getting
time for
time.
that particular crime.
And now she's dead.
And amongst like people just like her, it is by far the worst. The violence against those women and
Indigenous, the
and
Indians.
solving those cases is just terrible. Because most police just don't want to deal with the reservations. You know what I mean? There's a lot of
Again, it's
muddy
the
water
wrong-
there. Yeah.
It's the wrong attitude. I watched enough shows to know that the first 48 hours are the most crucial in missing teenagers, people. Like, that's the attitude. Let's go gun-ho, black, white, indigenous. It doesn't matter.
If
But
missing person
right
is a
in our
missing person, yeah.
exactly. Why should? it matters because look at the numbers. It matters, Gabby, and again, that story's crazy in itself. But look at it is educated black men getting no, I don't want to say attention. I don't know, nothing. And we see on the other side, Gabby getting the attention or the focus or whatever, the energy of the cops, it seems, right? And the media. God damn the media. God damn the media.
You know, like my girl brought this up to me the other day because there were people squawking and pissing and moaning on social media. Oh, well, you're just racist, so why do you have a problem with this? And there's thousands of white girls that go missing all the time, and we don't hear about it. Yes, you're right.
That's the problem.
I'm sure that there are hundreds of white girls that we don't hear about all the time, but when's the last time you had a nationwide manhunt where you had Dog the Bounty Hunter and all these other motherfuckers to come look for a little black kid?
That's a real thing.
When's the last time people went all out like that for a little black kid or a little Mexican kid or a little native kid?
Speaking of Mexican, thank you for that.
It doesn't.
Dulce Marie Alvarez. We got to go to break, actually. We're cutting it really close. When we come back, we're going to talk about her and finish this up so these guys can freaking rip one into the everybody involved. So we'll finish this segment. Stay tuned. If you care about children, missing children, or minorities, if you don't, change the channel. It's the Podheads.
Yeah.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank Boggy Creek Airboat Adventures for being one of our sponsors. I got to go on an airboat and saw a real gator. I even got to go to the gem mine and mine for some gems. We ate a steak dinner at the restaurant and even got some gator bites. If you want to have a blast with the entire family, I suggest you go to www.bcairboats.com right now. Get your tickets today. The website again is bcairboats.com. Mid-State Fire has been providing top-quality fire equipment services for 3 generations to the Central Florida area. Don't wait for an emergency to repair. Call Mid-State Fire today at 407-246-8855. Get your fire extinguishers and emergency lighting for both your home and businesses by visiting www.midstatefire.com. That number again is 407-246-8855. Over 40 years, Lighthouse Central Florida has provided education, independent life skills, and job training to thousands of Central Floridians who live with blindness or any degree of vision loss. Whether it's picking out clothes in the morning or just moving around your community and serving Orange, Seminole, and Osceola counties, contact Lighthouse Central Florida at 407-898-2483 or visit them online at lighthousecfl.org.
The Tiberius Show would like to thank one of their dedicated sponsors, Custom Designs Orlando. These guys are on Mills Avenue and do all sorts of stuff, ranging from photo ID badges, engraved signs, custom Braille ADA signs, vinyl lettering to trophies and awards. The cool part about Custom Designs is they can ship products all over the United States. You can reach them at 407-898-0373 and tell them that
Tiberius
sent you.
Hey, you're back in the cypher with the Podheads. Big A's, JB Perez, Jimmy Buffett. Guys, we're talking about
a disparity, man. Yeah.
Thank you. I was choking on my own, but
I'll help you out, bro.
Yeah. Disparities between color, people of color, and indigenous peoples and whites.
Yeah.
The next person we want to talk about, Dulce Marie Alvarez. This is a little Mexican girl.
Oh my God.
Oh, look at that pretty little face.
The baby.
Yeah. So she was abducted from a public park in September 2019. And has been missing since. Though local police and government and news agencies have been involved in the search, right? There's no progress been made, all right? But I want to talk about how she was treated. I didn't put the video up because we don't have time, but go out there and look up this Dulce Marie Alvarez case, and you will see this lady, the mother of this lady, was brought on to Dr. Phil so she could clear her name, basically. And really, Dr. Phil is smart, you know. He's basically interrogating her while I'm trying to make her feel comfortable. But basically had to answer questions on national television about whether she sold her daughter or allowed her daughter to be kidnapped.
Oh, my God. What a asked her.
Would you ever do that?
No.
To a white, you know what I mean? To the parents of a little.
They took advantage of the person who couldn't
Because
defend themselves.
The cops asked her about these things. Why the cops felt the need to ask her about these
For
things,
real.
I have no freaking clue. But then Dr. Phil
wrong
brought her on national television
attitude,
to clear her name.
But on the other hand, when the white lady actually did kill her baby, they let her go home.
Casey
Anthony,
right
yeah.
here in Florida. I'm just saying that. Oh my goodness,
Isn't that crazy?
it's more than crazy. It's more than crazy.
But I do want to talk about the police involvement in here because I don't want people to think that we're bashing the police about this yet. But we'll get to that. All right. So anyway, this kind of disparities prompted Derrica Wilson to launch the Black and Missing Foundation, Inc. in 2008. And there it is. They have a website, and it's a very cool website. It's blackandmissingfoundationinc.com. It helps raise. It's there to help raise awareness for missing people of color. All right. So Wilson was a former law enforcement officer who said too often police label missing Black people, including children, as runaways or suggest that they were involved in criminal activity. And the most police agencies allocating criminal resources to missing person units, people of color are more likely to fall through the cracks.
That's from a cop. That's from a cop. Somebody who's in it who would know.
Yeah. Her organization is there to combat the issue, hopefully. She insists is the result of the systemic racism. She thinks that this is all, that's from a former police officer who started this website, believes that this is all due to systemic racism. And we've been talking a lot about that recently as well. I have a quote here from Dr. Kaya Wise Whitehead as well. She's a founder and director of the Carson Institute for Race, Peace, and Social Justice at Loyola University of Maryland. She says, we don't have the same type of interest, attention, outlook, and commitment when Black girls and women go missing. She said it goes back to slavery, all right? She said white women were put on a pedestal. They were better than, they were perfect, they were what everyone aspired to be and aspired to have. It's the reason why Black boys and men were lynched because they were thought to have whistled at or spoken to white women. It's about the focus on white women. It's about who is beautiful, who is valued, and who is important. That's pretty scathing.
Yeah.
I'm sure that many people would disagree, but I think say that to the parents of some of these Black kids. I was just gonna say
that. I think you can feel where that comes from. Maybe you don't agree exactly on her words, but I think you can find where that's coming from in her experience with her ancestors, what she sees out in the Black, Latino, and Indigenous community. The police, I don't know if we're gonna get into it, but you know what? F the police. It might not only be the police. It might be the media. I really want to get into the media. It's the virus, man. COVID-19, eat shit. Media is the virus because ultimately it is what attention they put everybody in. That's what they present. Gabby was on the screen all the time. And I get it. But they manipulated the presentation here. It's up to them.
I'll get the statistic right here. I just want to give this to you. Why you have your thought, Big Ace. Right now, 54 or more than 50% of people that go missing are white, okay? And the numbers, I'm sorry. More than 54% of the population are white, all right? And there's only 13% of the population right now in this country are Black. But I think over 40% of the people that go missing in general are Black. Over 30% of the people that go missing are Black. My notes are so far from me, but it's pretty crazy if you think about that.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Nearly 40% of missing persons are of color. Yeah, African Americans only make up 13% of the population.
Man,
what? It's the same thing with incarceration,
prisons, right? The Black population of color is very small compared to these negative things that happen to them, and you can't deny them because it's happening in front of our eyes. There's a disparity in the the coverage.
They label them as criminals, runaways. They're desensitized.
Why are pictures of Black people usually in some frowny position while the white person is in a happy, even if they're the
Patitos in a
murderers.
cave with their hair
I mean,
blown in
even
the
if
wind,
they're
yeah.
the murderers, they're smiling with their kids. You know what I mean? It's the media representation of whatever they want to represent. Like, it's up to them. The narrative is up to them, and we still eat that shit up, man.
This
We
is a
still
crazy
eat
fact
that
right
shit
here.
up.
Did you know that it's almost equal the amount of people by sex that are getting taken?
That blows my mind right there.
That
that is
I would
mind
think more
blowing.
women than
men?
men.
So
But
you're
it's
telling me
almost equal.
half of
And-
all missing persons are men?
And so think about that. Think about
That's mind blowing.
not only
You don't
are
hear
the
about the men
disparities
at
between
all.
color, but then that means little black boys are getting reported even less.
Even less. You said it.
mean-
You don't. It mind blowing because of that. We don't hear it. We do not hear it. That's
my
crazy,
God.
man.
So, I mean, you got the facts right there. What things that we can do to level the playing field? Possible solutions. We'll pull them up right here, and we'll fire those off before we
The
get all that
attitude,
final
man. It
thoughts.
starts with your attitude. Like, if your first instinct is to be like, it's a runaway, it's a case closed because that person's not coming back. Like, come on.
Yeah. Some people call for more diversity in the newsroom. I like that idea. I like the idea of getting rid of the similar faces. And I see that more, at least on local television. But national news is always the same.
Well, but you see what they put in front of the camera,
yeah.
not the shot callers that are
Absolutely.
making the stories.
Yeah.
So
That's a good call.
big
That's a
deal.
good
a
point.
lot of
Yeah.
media outlets are owned by the same people too. Let's not forget
Yeah,
that.
that's another thing. But I definitely believe the media has a lot to do with what's going on.
Absolutely.
But at the same time, we can't give media all the credit for the shit.
Well, I believe that the FBI lists anything that's reported on their website. And I believe that most police agencies are going to follow up in some way, shape, or form on these things. Now, some are better than others. And I believe that there's definitely people out there that don't give a shit. But I think the main blame is on the media.
Well,
personally.
what I meant was in terms of the media and what we see from the media. The media is like anything else on TV. It's about ratings. That's what they're all about. They're all about getting ratings, folks. And guess what?
Good point.
This is harsh. Sucks to say. But the reason certain things get more attention from the media is because people give a shit about them. The masses give a shit about these stories, so that's why the media puts them on there, because they know they're going to get the attention and people are going to tune in to watch.
You know what? I hear you and I feel you. But if you put a little black boy or a little black girl, you're going to get the same reaction from me, than if it is a white
From
girl.
you, but there's a lot less of you than there are old white folks that are going to be, oh my God, oh poor Gabby Petito. Everybody's got to go searching for her.
So a little black boy on Fox News is not going to get the same reaction as a little white girl on Fox News. It's true. No, it's true. I think
Is what I'm
safe to
saying
say
crazy?
that.
Sure,
No.
but that doesn't mean that doesn't mean they shouldn't be posting. I know that
I
you're not
agree with
saying
you
that.
100%.
I know that you're not saying that, but ultimately that is what it is.
But I think-
it's not sexy, right? There's nothing cute. There's nothing cute about this little, the way they're looking at it, just like this little black kid, as opposed
not
to
gonna get the attention.
Yeah, this pretty little blue-eyed, little white girl.
And what I say that to say that the problem in this country is deeper than the media, because the media is only catering to what is on the mind of the
To
people.
what they're watching.
Oh, absolutely.
They're catering to y'all and what y'all want to see.
Well, like
so
you said,
that's why they
systemic
show us this
racism,
stuff.
it's people in general.
Exactly. And when people say that there's no such thing as systemic rape, just look at it. Everything in this country, everything at one way or another is handled differently for people of color than it is for white folks. Absolutely. Whether it be, and I'm not saying 100% across the board, but the likelihood, let's go with likelihood, right? The likelihood of a black guy getting beat up by police is a lot higher than a white guy getting beat up by police. The likelihood of a white girl going missing, being national news and being all over the media is a lot more than it is a black girl. And we could go down the list of many other things, getting into college or getting proper health care. It's all the same shit.
The attitude in the beginning.
It is
the attitude with our
systemic.
Black folk,
That is the
colored
very
folk.
definition of systemic.
Yeah.
It is ingrained in what people believe.
America.
And
in our
people
society, yeah.
see. It sucks.
Country,
but it's a
America
harsh reality that we need to face, folks.
Racist. And that's why we talk about it on the show. It sucks to talk about it, but we gotta face the facts. We gotta look ourselves in the mirror and be like, damn, I gotta change. America's got to change. The facts are right here in our face. Are we going to be hypocrites, politicians, and say, I'm going to change it and not do a damn thing about it? Hell yeah.
I've caught myself in things that I was like, oh, yeah, I was pretty full of shit back then. I didn't really have the facts, about certain things. You know what I mean? As a matter of fact, Cash is one of the people that kind of made me open my eyes to certain things. Like, dude, just because you don't have nothing to hide doesn't mean you should allow your rights to be violated to prove that, right?
Yeah.
So that's just I used to be one of those guys that said, well, hey, if you're not doing nothing wrong, then don't fucking worry about it. But you know what I mean? You grow up, you live, you learn, you understand a little bit better, and we need to change as a society. Everybody's got to change.
We know what that means. I don't know how much time we got left, but I want to say this, and you started this segment with it, is that the internet sleuths, the YouTubers and the Twitters, that they actually help solve or find Gabby, and I love that.
That's awesome.
I want to find a way, not me personally, but I would like to see a legal precedence for that, because I know that if you let facts into the internet, it's gone. It's not going to be able to be used for court. If there's a way to let the internet, the sleuth, the people who are trying to help solve a case, do that. Like, we solved it in 7 days with the help of the world.
They can. The thing, I mean,
I want more of that.
It's
and that was after weeks of her missing.
That's what I'm saying.
Without people knowing she was missing.
Right. Yeah. The internet, man.
It's a slippery slope on what you use it for. Because, for example, if say you use it to catch somebody who committed a crime, right? Mm-hmm. But however they found the proof or whatever was wrong or whatever, you can argue that, hey, they were working on behalf of the police and they were helping police, and that could fuck the case.
Well, that's my point.
It's certain
I wish
shit that you want to
fucking.
I
want more of that, and it be able to stick in the courts. Whatever that means. I'm not a lawyer. I want whatever works. I love that the internet, the YouTube helped solve a crime. Like, that's fucking cool. Maybe cold cases.
Maybe that's what it's gonna take. Maybe more of the people, about the individuals. The people are online while you're sitting there, texting your 10 friends or posting stuff on Facebook or
watching porn and rubbing one out.
Watching porn, whatever it is that you're doing. Now, I'm guilty. I've seen people, just individuals, post on Facebook, my freaking, my friend's kid has been missing. And I just scroll past it and just thinking like, damn, that sucks. I feel for them. Then you put that little freaking, I feel for you. But, ain't nobody sharing that. Ain't nobody, asking around. Ain't nobody actively out there looking.
Right.
So, I think it's going to take a change, like you guys said, systemic. From us. It's going to take from people like us getting on here and talking about this kind of shit. It's going to take from people like you getting out there and sharing this kind of stuff to make a change, man. So.
That actually happened. A friend of mine in New York. I'm not going to get into any details.
We got to go. Talk about it after. We're going to be here next Wednesday.
Yes,
in
sir.
the side for the Podheads. # every week Wednesday. JB Perez.
That's right.
Big Ace. We'll see you next time. In the side, folks.